Welcome back to the Capture Your Confidence podcast. Today, we're talking about confidence not being a personality trait, being a practice in part of our Confidence in Your Life series. And you guys, I am so passionate about this concept because all my life, people would tell me, oh, you were born confident. And it would drive me freaking crazy because they didn't see how much work I was doing in order to be confident.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the fundamental reasons this podcast is here,
Yes.
right, is to dispel this myth.
Yes.
That confidence is a thing you're born with or not. And that's the end of the story.
Yeah. And I mean, I will give you this one. I think that you come into this world with more confidence because you're less conditioned.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you come into this world with a natural level of confidence just by way of figuring things out and learning and growing and not having the world telling you the narrative of what you need to be worried about. But then as you get a little bit older, right? And we know this from our friends at Rocks who do all this research about girls' confidence peaking at age 8. But then you get older and you start to see, oh, the world has opinions about how I do things. And now I need to consider those opinions when I make my decisions instead of just my own opinion, right? And so that's when things really shift. And so, sure, maybe you're born as like a happy, jovial child with a family that doesn't berate you for things. And so maybe it seems that you have a higher level of confidence, but make no mistake about it, no one is born with a higher level of confidence than someone else.
Yeah. And I think, the interesting thing, you brought up rocks, even if, let's say you believed this notion that, you're born with it or you're not, the data has been pretty clear that whether you're born with it or not, it's going to tank, right? So we're basically all starting from this bottom level at some point in our lives. And we're all going to have to work on the rebuilding piece. And so I think that part is comforting in a way because that can help you dispel this notion of, quite frankly, it doesn't matter if you think you were born with it or you weren't. It's going to tank and you're going to have to develop the skills to bring it back to life.
And, I think it's really hard for people because they forget the fact that their time period of rebuild looks different than everyone else's. So they're going through this time period of having to rebuild their confidence when maybe other people in their life have already done the work. And that makes it so difficult because you assume they never did the work in the first place. And I keep thinking back to this analogy about like body shape and genetics, you guys, and how like, you're predisposed to have this type of body because of your genetics. And like people kind of assume confidence is like that. Well, her mom was really confident. And so like the people do this with me and Charlie, like, oh, your mom is so confident. So obviously you're going to be super confident. Well, if you were behind the scenes having conversations about the very normal things that any child experiences, you would know that they're not just barreling through life without any second guesses about things. So it's not a predisposed genetic thing. It is, again, a tank that ebbs and flows. You drive the car, it runs out of gas. You fill it back up, it runs out of gas again. You got to fill it back up again. It's over and over again.
Yeah. And it's that consistent series of deliberate choices that over time, right, makes the muscle, gives it the muscle memory and makes it able to flex even when maybe you're not trying so hard. It kind of remembers what to do because of your history of choices that have taught it how to flex.
Yeah. And one of the reasons why I think Stephanie and I are so passionate about what we call sister skills or companion skills to confidence is because those sister skills help reinforce the strength of your confidence muscle. So for example, if your confidence muscle is feeling weak, what other sister skills can you rely on? Consistency, discipline, curiosity to help strengthen the confidence muscle to get to the place where the reps feel easier.
Yeah, because there are times where we all don't feel like showing up in this space, right? Like there's times where you kind of know what you should be doing, but still don't feel like it. And so you have to have something to fall back on, daily habits, if you will, that can help this become a little bit easier.
And I think if you're the kind of person that falls off the wagon in terms of habits or even prioritizing building your confidence, and you have a hard time getting back on the wagon, so to speak, thinking about making whatever lift you're doing even smaller. Because obviously at that point, then it's too big of a lift for you if you can't keep it up consistently, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think making it as micro level as possible is helpful.
Which is why curiosity is one of my favorite sister skills,
Yeah.
because you don't have to do anything to leverage curiosity.
Yeah.
You just have to pause and say, wonder what that was about, right?
Yeah.
Like that self-awareness and that pause gives you the opportunity to create some space and a new narrative around whatever you're feeling insecure about in your life. And so that's the easiest sister skill to confidence to pull into play, because it does not require any external effort of you at all.
Yeah. There is this show. Have you been watching it, called Couples Therapy?
Okay, I have seen a season a while back because they've got like multiple seasons. Yes.
So I just started. So I think I am watching one of the first seasons. But what's interesting, and I think this therapist is pretty effective, but all she's really doing is making them pause to break down a moment. And like, they're just trying to tell a story, and she is trying to interject pauses.
Do you want to know the visual that I have of this? Have you seen the movie Four Christmases where they're playing Taboo and the grandmother has the buzzer and she's just like buzzing him every time he says the wrong word? I just am visually thinking the therapist is there like buzzing them every time she wants them to stop.
Yeah. And she's very smooth about it. I mean, it doesn't seem like she's interrupting, but she's very sneaky. She will jump in, and it's like she almost wants that pause to have, like she's trying to interject awareness every step of the way as they are telling their story.
Well, unfortunately, I really do think that we have a huge awareness issue because we have such a busy world that allows us to numb and like not pay attention. Like we can distract ourselves 1,001 different ways right now. And it feels way better to distract ourselves than it does to sit in that curiosity and allow discomfort to be there, to get honest with ourselves about what's happening.
Yeah.
So it's way easier for us to be like, I don't like that. I'm going to look at this instead.
Yeah.
And so, of course, she's having to reinforce awareness with them because we have literally, as a species, trained ourselves out of awareness.
Wow.
It's awful. I mean, truly,
Yeah.
if you look around, I notice this everywhere because I'm painfully self-aware. Like everything that comes out of my mouth, I'm like, wow, really, girl? Like I am aware. Okay, I know what's going on here. But I will notice other people being like, this feels hard. I'm not going to. Or like, you said something I didn't like. And like, I'm going to walk out of the room, you know?
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. So, okay, as we are kind of wrapping up this idea of confidence not being a personality trait, but being a practice, what is your one kind of tried and true like habit or ritual or thing that just resets you when you are feeling like, I need to work on this confidence muscle a little bit?
Yeah. So I think taking the destination off the table is really helpful for Whitney, right? So there's no confidence city that we drive up to and we've arrived at, right?
Yeah.
It's always a part of my life. Like I'm never not going to do this work.
Yeah.
And reminding myself when it feels like it's hard or I'm not getting where I want to be fast enough.
Yeah.
Reminding myself that there's not an actual destination and that my whole purpose in being here is to do this work.
Yeah.
To literally live this and figure this out and come to a place where I can be soft and kind and like happy to be with myself.
Yeah.
So if I'm feeling frustration, this is just a Whitney thing too, because I'm very like success oriented and like achievement oriented. If I'm feeling frustrated, it's likely because I've put some destination on the map for myself.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I have to just like remove the destination a little bit and remind myself that that's like not what we're here to do. That's not part of the game.
That's a good one. For me, it is looking back at how far I've come in a certain thing.
Proof. She likes that proof.
Yeah. I love the proof. Nothing is more humbling than watching a video of yourself 5 years ago.
Actually, I love watching old videos of you and I. First of all, my hair looked great. Second of all, we were so cute. We were so cute because you know what? We were just on fire for the work. And who cares with our awkward pauses and our whatever and our scripts. And who cares? It was so cute. I'm so proud of us.
It was. But I also think, you know, as a speaker, presenter, like, gosh, we've come a long way.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, like doing the reps works. And that gives me the oomph that I need to just keep putting the reps in because I know it pays off.
And so again, we know we talk about this all the time, but the whole purpose of having a podcast like this is to help you see the ways in which you're operating out of this, I'm either confident or I'm not space.
Yeah.
Because it's not black and white and we're always evolving and we're going to have great months and we're going to have hard months. And so putting the foundation in place to help support that journey, that's exactly what we're here to do.
Yes. And if you would love to talk more and learn more about confidence in life, career, and motherhood, that is what we're going to be talking about at the State of Women Conference this year. And we would love to have you there.
Yeah. You can get all the details on the conference in the show notes.
We will talk to you soon.
Bye, y'all.